For the latest local, African and international football news.
Pius, if you look at Zambian football critically, very, very critically, after winning the AFCON, we went into the second attempt and did we win a single game? No. The slump started then. Yo, Kamanga this, Kamanga that, Kamanga. We from the time we hit a slump, we have not recovered.
You know, this is quite
it's sad.
Oxymoronic, should I say?
Yeah.
Precisely. I like that word.
In why I say it's oxymoronic is the Zambia has been booted out of the AFCON, but many people seem to have a great hope, even from the messages which I read earlier. People
No, Pius, going like I said, going
this
forward.
booting out has actually left many people positive.
The FLava FM Football Show. 90 minutes of nothing but football.
FLava FM, Kopala's most loved radio station. You are tuned in on 87.7 on the Copper Belt, 96.9 in Lusaka and 92.1 in Solwezi. I took long to open the microphones. We're busy. We are already arguing football show, but the microphone is not on. But my name is Pius Mambo Jr. I'm your host for the football show and your moderator when people are fighting, controlling people. Oh, wait. No, give him chance. That's me. Otherwise, let me introduce my panel in the studio this evening. Alderman Patrick Tembo. How are you today?
Well. Very fine, Pius. Good evening, our dear viewers and
listeners.
Well, get glued to your radio, get glued to your phone. It's 90 minutes plus.
Bowler.
We are back in the house.
It's all about the bowler. 90 minutes. Mr. Christopher Kalota, good to have you back. Pastor Chris in the studio.
Good evening, listeners and viewers. It's great to be back on the floor, especially after listening to the most heated and debated show last week. It was so interesting. I followed it till the crunch time. We are missing Kufa.
Noisemaker.
So that watch it.
Noisemaker. He's arrived in Kasama until
where
further notice.
Where he belongs.
Until further notice. Evening, Arthur. How are you?
Super blessed, thanks.
Arthur, you have to revenge. You know what he said about you. It's your turn to revenge. Come on.
He's a village, that one.
I don't know what happened last week. I kept calling people Arthur, especially Kufa. 3 times, Arthur.
So he was basically calling me and telling me, how can you compare me and you? Me I'm more handsome than you. Kufa.
But good to have you in the studio. Plenty to talk about today. We've got our local football to talk about, right from amateur level to Premier League. We've also got Africa Cup. Lots and lots of talking points to do with the African game being played right now in Cameroon. And on top of that, we've got Euro news. FIFA awards were done. A lot of people are saying now it's been done properly, not like Ballon d'Or. And then also some of the juicy fixtures which are coming up this weekend and which have also been. Congratulations to Real Madrid fans. Dan is not here, but I know you would be shouting Hala Madrid for winning the Super Cup. Yeah. Okay, so let me kick off with just reading a few messages. I checked the earliest message I got was at 15:59. That's when messages started coming in for the football show. By 18 hours, there were 10. All right, okay. Evening, wise men. I'm enjoying the show. The best show ever on the continent. Alderman. There's another revelation at Power Dynamos, Jackson Mulambia. Power Dynamos will finish on the top 4. Mark my words about new Chipolo Polo coach. I saw it coming. With our support, that man can deliver. No doubt with this long-term plan. This is John Nkweto, Luangwa Kitwe. Yes, that is one of the big talking points. We have a new coach. Evening, wise men. I am 100% sure Nkana will beat Red Arrows this weekend. I think that would be the fixture of the weekend. Hi, panel. I'm wishing my team Nkana good luck to lift the trophy this year. We are the champions. Mark my words, Mr. Pius. God's favor is on us. Abared, keep pushing. I'm Richard Luyako from Kakolo. Gentlemen, just before, I know we'll talk about the actual game later on, but that poster which I saw, is it true? It's free.
It's very, very true.
Red Arrows is opening the stadium free. I'd come and pack the stadium.
No. It will be free for Red Arrow supporters.
But Nkana supporters will pay.
Nkana will have to pay 50 kwacha. And the other supporters.
Why? Now, how do you prove this one is Red Arrows?
It's a kit.
You have to have the.
Yes.
You have to have a replica.
You need to have but they don't know how Nkana behave. They have red arrows replica, and when they go there, it's Chirata all the way.
Yes. Good evening, panelists. Well done, Faz, for giving Ali Jonso. Okay, that's the correct pronunciation. Is it
Just say
Ali
Asanovic.
Jonso? Because I saw
It's Alonso. It's Alonso.
ALJOSA. Then I've also seen AI. The one AI I saw it on. I think
The
on
J
ZNBC.
is silent.
The J is silent.
Asanovic.
Alonso Asanovic, a 4-year contract. I think he can perform. Not a 6-month contract. As Zambians, let's give him time. Congratulations, our team Zegamambo, for beating Cabo Warriors 1-0. I'm Prince Mukanda within Kitwe, Tuatasha, Liverpool, Barcelona, and Zesco United for life. Then this one says FIFA and CAF have set a bad precedent by allowing Zimbabwe and Gianni Skazwe. So many teams have complained of this bad example set by the football governing body. Shameful. Then this one says, good evening, panel. Zegamambo is slowly getting to where it belongs. We played Warriors with all our hearts. Masao Zegamambo Pavulangirido. Thank you for Masao. Hi, panel. Wakufa, since Absa Bank is putting a lot of money, more money than the league sponsors, why can't they exchange so that our league can become more competitive? By Mishek from Kawama. Hi, panel. Tembo, which team is Paul Rusike joined? Okay.
It's Paul. It's not Paul.
It's not Paul. Evening
He's
wise,
talking about the Rusike who left
Zesco.
Yeah, he's not been connected to any team yet.
Yeah. Good evening, wise men.
Not Paul.
Tafajwa.
It's Tafajwa Rusike.
Yes. Good evening, wise men. Congratulations to Man City for beating Chelsea 1-0. And when I come to AFCON, when it comes to AFCON, I think Cameroon will take the tournament again. God bless you all. This is Fanwa Bash Chimwemwe, Pakawama, Zanako, and Man City. Thank you. Good evening, Vapias. It's Louis Kundak Nkana, Aba Red supporter from Maposa, Mupundu. Thank you. Good evening to you all. And how are you all? Chambeshi should do something at that defender who has caused 4 penalties for Nkana now. This AFCON is totally different, whereby so-called underdogs are beating the giants. Had it been not that penalty Senegal scored against Zimbabwe, they would have been eliminated. I'm happy Ghana is out. Too much boosting and too rude. I think too much boasting and too rude.
No, they are very rude.
Mijelo Insolwezi Nkana, an Arsenal supporter. That one now. I'm 100% with
No,
Mijelo.
just look at the behavior.
The behavior.
You can't behave like that.
The behavior. Hello, hardworking men. I just wanted to pass my joyful greetings to my red teams, Nkana and Liverpool. Go, guys, go. Likulu, and you will never walk alone. We are behind you. This is Genius Elias from Riverside. Thank you, Genius. Good evening, panel, Mr. Tembo. What's my team Zegamambo? I think it's supposed to watch my team, my Zegamambo this season, but we'll never give up. Always united. We can do better. Coming to the Africa Cup, I'm supporting Nigeria. They will win the cup. Lucas Pakalulushi. Thank you, Lucas. Good evening, soccer gurus. Please, I just want to know the teams that are out of the AFCON so far. I'm Kingsley Wembia from Luangwa. Okay, Kingsley, we shall give you a total rundown. Do just keep listening. Good evening, football gurus. It's another wonderful day to talk about our beautiful game of football. Vapias, it's been a very difficult week for me. After witnessing Nkana drawing with Zanako, and a very big disappointment coming from Manchester United, throwing away a 2-0 to draw 2-0. But at least we have been entertained with the AFCON and how the AFCON is going on so far, especially after seeing Malawi performing very well and other small nations at the AFCON. Lastly, but not the least, I'm still waiting for my jerseys, Nkana and Manu. Santos Pakitwe. How are you, Santos?
We owe you.
Play me. Oh, no. This one is somebody wants music. So it says, go with the same spirit. Nkana will win the league. I love you, Nkana. This is Bob Singer from Abuza Town.
Uzaland.
Greetings, soccer gurus. I am your regular listener. Older man, where is John Silomani, who used to play for Power Dynamos? ASAP Nkana Mukoma from Solwezi prison.
Don't know.
It's been a while, huh?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. You guys always make my Wednesday beautiful. Keep it up, please. I'm Moses Kaindu in Solwezi. Nkana FC and Man United for life. I remember that day when Kitwe went off, but football show was on. It was only in Solwezi.
Yes.
We only had callers from Solwezi, messages from Solwezi.
And Lusaka.
It was totally, oh yes, and Lusaka.
Yeah.
It was totally.
We had a blackout here, right?
Yeah, blackout.
Yeah.
There was a problem with the transmission on the copper belt. Wishing Nkana the best as they face Red Arrows. Yoram Chiteta in Kitwe. How are you, gurus? La Liga is the best league in the world of football. But Danny, tell them, Kupano, no Danny, no La Liga. From J Nkata, CCP in Kitwe. Zega, we didn't want Numba to continue as the coach because we are not playing and good football. Even if we win the league, Numba must go. Okay. Good evening, FLava. FM continue doing a great job. This is Ali Nyerenda from Lusaka, Zegamambo. Well, older man, I want to know. I want to know. I think I want to know a lineup Yaba Power.
Which one?
Tele Kuchoma. I'm Power for Life. Lineup Yaba Power Tele Kuchoma.
We have it. Brian Mwera for some reason didn't
He didn't play?
start.
He didn't start?
No, we shall give it later.
Evening, gents. Will Emmanuel Mbola and Shadrach Musonda ever, are they going to play for Nkana? This is then I think best of luck to my team Nkana. This is Hector in Chamboli. Okay. Good evening, FLava Radio, FM radio show. How are you all on the panel? Janice Kazwe has been unfairly treated by many Zambians, including FLava Radio FM. Did we mistreat him?
How?
Unless maybe not on this show. Maybe another show.
Maybe another.
How can you judge him before CAF judges him? If Janice Kazwe had died, who could have buried him? Ending a match in the 89.4 minutes is not a crime. To me, Janice Kazwe is my man, and I stand with him in his career as a FIFA ref. This is William Njovu, Walker Street, Nkana West in Kitwe. No, we are 100% with
but listen,
with Jani.
A wrong is a wrong.
Yes, we only did not.
Yes.
We acknowledged what he did wrong, but no one can take away his accolades. He's refereed the Africa Cup final. He's refereed the.
You have rightly pointed
Yes.
out. Certainly not this show.
Yes.
Maybe there was another program.
Maybe another program. Maybe yes, exactly.
Because
Because
I
any
remember
other show they are
this
free
issue
to.
happened last week. And it happened on the day I think we were.
The day we were on air. Yes.
He can maybe just heard from other people.
Yeah.
No, he loves us
We
too
do not
much.
criticize
Sometimes when you love people too
anymore.
much,
Yeah.
We did
But
not
we will not
criticize.
sugarcoat to say he did
No,
the right thing. He
we-
didn't
we-
do the
we-
right
he
thing.
didn't do the
We
right thing.
explained what happened
Yes, we
and what
explained.
could have happened.
What caused?
You know?
Yeah.
And we did not condemn him.
But we just, the only thing which we said is we don't know what CAF is going
Yes.
to do. In most cases, we say they send referees wrong.
But we made it clear that
Yes.
they were going to look at what has transpired
Yes.
before that.
Exactly.
We were very, very careful. We don't get taken away by emotions, you know.
Yes. Evening panelists, this year's AFCON is unpredictable. Te Havana. Coming to our national team, Faz should give the new coach a long-term contract so that he can build a formidable team. This is Manchilu Paluangwa, a proud Power Dynamos supporter. At least Manchilu, 4 years, it's enough, I think. It's good,
What can we
standard.
ask for? That's good.
Mr. Tembo, what do you think? Is Zambia ready to implement VAR from Valienge Guluve in Kamfinsa?
We shall
Simple answer, Vatembo.
Yes. We can implement it.
Me, I said no.
But it will be helpful.
Hey, Pano Vakufa, since this one says, hey, older man. His full names are Paul Tafazwa Rusike.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we didn't know the poor
The poor
aspect.
part. The poor part.
Yeah, the registration that we know in Zambia is Tafadzo Rusike. Anyway, we had already answered.
This next question,
is not yet.
I've seen it on social media. It says, good evening, panel. Pius, what if a player who has a yellow card scores a goal and then takes off his jersey
It's a very simple
and
one.
he's given a yellow card, but then VAR rules it wasn't a goal? Will the second yellow card stand?
It will
Ken
definitely.
Micah
It
is
will
always.
definitely stand. But
Yes, simple
they
answer.
will affirm it.
It will
That's
stand.
another. If you took off your shirt,
Yes.
Offense is taking off.
the shirt,
The shades.
Finished.
which is offensive.
Yes, exactly. If Zambia had qualified to this AFCON, we would have gotten it. We missed this one. Sydney from Chimsburg. Where is it? Okay. Good evening, panelists. Congrats to you all. This is George Mulambi Pakakolo Zegamambo. I want to congratulate my team, which has started winning games. The dual citizenship has helped small teams. We need to go the same way, bringing our own talent with Zambian connections here, because with the speed we are witnessing, at this AFCON, we can't match it. Lampa material. Good evening, wise men.
The coach himself.
I think he's talking about dual citizenship. Because have you not, the one thing which has been picked up on this AFCON, a lot of the players for some of the teams have been born in Europe. So they have just been extracted.
What country is that past where they have the whole team is actually?
It's Comoros and the number.
I've seen some Comoros, Equatorial
They have
Guinea,
got about 4
even
people.
Cape Verde.
Cape
Yeah,
Verde.
Cape Verde. Yeah, Cape
Cape
Verde.
Verde.
They've got about
Yeah, all those we have mentioned, they have a number.
Cape Verde has got about 9 players, but 4 or 5
Yeah.
French. Then that guy was born in Spain.
Most of those.
Germany.
And most of the West African teams have a few who were born in Europe. For example, like Wilfred Zaha for Crystal Palace. Him then he's of Ivorian descent,
But
you know
was born.
that, and there are a few others.
But
Alex Iwobi,
Yeah,
all those. So like that. We are saying it brings back to that argument which Alderman doesn't like when Charlie Musonda.
He's your son. He's your grandchild.
He's your grandchild.
There's nothing you can do.
Let's bring him.
Learn to forgive.
Good evening, wise men. This AFCON is different. Okay, I think I've read this one. Good evening, panel. How are you I'm Bruce Kayombo in Solwezi, Mushitala Golf area. We are together, Chelsea and Mavanga boys. Thank you so much. Evening panel. How are you doing? We are doing fine. This is Adams in Wusakile. Just wishing my national team all the best with their new coach, and wishing my teams Nkana and Manu all the best and my greetings to the famous and all Nkana and Manu fans. Thank you. And being a Manu fan with Chris, we accept those greetings, isn't it? But Chris, who is the assistant coach to the new coach? Is he coming with his own coaching staff?
He's coming
for assistant coach and
backroom staff.
And the Zambian coaches is Faz seconding any?
All the coaches up to the goalkeeper coach.
So Faz is not seconding any.
Faz will second.
They will second one or two. Yeah. Okay. Power 90, Power 50. Aba bola, aba lowerera, aba busaka, aba yellow, eba bako, nikuwaya. I'm Festus from Kitwe Mindolo. Thank you for Festus. Great men think alike, eh? We need more players in Kitwe. We want a continental from our two giants, Power Dynamos and Nkana. You are the best. Please put more pressure from one gift, aba yellow. We want continental football. Do you hear Black Mountains? And then this says evening Pius, Alderman, Danny, Patrick, and Kufa. I'm Sam Walia from Presidential. The reintroduction of school football will help develop our football. It pains to watch Africa Cup without Zambia. But Alderman, help where you can help where you can to have this program take off. Okay.
Yeah, I'm passionate about that. In fact, we're making an appointment with our new minister. We are lucky. We already know each other. He was a Kitwe resident. We need to lobby and ensure that school football comes back. I don't know where it is difficult. I mean, it's just political will.
Yes.
Just a question of switching a button.
And Faz have
I don't
done
know
their
where
part.
the problem is, Matthias.
Yeah.
Faz have done their part. When they're training school, sports,
Yes,
sports
they've done
heads.
that.
Yeah. So it's
But
about
you
the
see,
schools now.
Just political will, just a ministerial
Directive.
directive to say, can you be back? Let them play league, between January and October. It can happen. I was a sports master. We used to do it.
Uh-huh.
We used to do it. It was possible.
Yeah.
And that time schools had they didn't even have proper infrastructure. This time schools even have buses.
Yeah.
What's the problem? Yes. When did we last produce the Schoolboy International?
Yeah, it's been years. I think 90s.
You see, we keep talking, but no one presses the button.
Yeah.
When we fail to qualify, we start pointing.
We start
fingers
saying,
at
"Oh,
each other."
go back to the grassroots," but nothing is ever done. Red Arrows, Wapya Vaisa, Aba Red, Kalampa, Chris Mijelo, Vashi D Kuzamtan. Thank you for Chris. Evening, favored one. I just want to ask, why is it that apart from Audric Nkoleva, referee Vesa Pankana, they hate Nkana? It's not fair. Hating is an emotional disease by a referee. Get well soon. My blood is red. Nkana and Man United. God bless you, Apostle Penio Evans from Wuzaland.
Very malicious.
Hi Arthur, what's your comment on the Chipolopolo new coach? From Alvin in Solwezi. You always give great analysis.
Thank you, Alvin. Thanks for your support.
Let clubs renovate their stadia, phase by phase. Evening. Okay, yeah, okay. This one says, evening panel. I think our referees should improve officiating. Nkana versus Zanaco was not a penalty. And to our new coach, let's wait and see. Man City and okay, it cut. Mr. Tembo, we need you at the national team bench. This is Danny.
That must be our Danny.
Evening pan.
That's interesting.
Evening panel. I'm enjoying the program. This is from Amos in Ganaton, Nkana, Arsenal, and Barcelona fan. This one says, good evening, crystal clear FLava FM here in Nachi Hair Salon Barbershop in Solwezi. I'm just feeling fine with my team Man City. This is Mr. Zuba. Thank you, Mr. Zuba. When we come, we are coming for haircut.
For free haircut. We're coming to abuse you.
Evening, Happy New Year, FLava FM. Power Dynamos will finish in the top 4. This is Samuel Mwenje Abayelo for life. Hello, football wise men. This program makes my Wednesday. Batembo, kindly give me the credentials or CV of the newly appointed coach, this white guy who was on our technical bench while Chambeshi was head coach. And Danny, kindly give me the advantages and disadvantages of the formation 4-2-2-2 the Man U United coach is using. This is Banda Evans from Solwezi and Man U for life. I'm wishing my team Kalampa all the best. We are coming to Lusaka. This is Anthony Sakai Pamsonda. Alderman Tembo, did you help me over Changwe Shikirwa's recommendation to Coach Mwenyach Pepo? Zephaniah Lungu in Chelston in Lusaka.
Yes, I did. I know where the call is coming from.
Good evening, panel. I am Bright. So I'm Vanna Bright pa KCC. I'm enjoying the show. Nkana for life. Avared. Okay, we've done 72 messages.
Vanna Bright. That's good. You know, at least we are hearing from.
John Lomani is in Mumbwa and he's a coach.
Okay, that's good.
Win or lose or draw, Kansanshi Dynamos for life, and we are the first team to lose with that. Imagine, only haters will celebrate. Nixon, Kaseki, Kasulu, diehard Kansanshi, and FC Barcelona fan from Solwezi. Let me just finish these. They're just 5. Hi panel, congrats to Zega Mambo for a win. Again, is the Flames of Malawi going through in the knockout stage? Alan Musonda Ipusukilo from Kitwe. Then evening soccer gurus. It's go boys fight, but concede GBFC. From go boys fight and conquer. Okay. Excuse me. Good evening, talented panelists. Nigeria will make it to the final. We are together. Pakari Tente, congratulations. Zega Mambo for electrocuting Cabo Warriors. I'm Shambeya Joseph, Pariscos Township. Work well, thank you. Good evening, wise men. Vapias, if Man United fail to finish in the top 4, then Chambeshi must go, because if Nkana wins, Man United wins. Nkana drew, Man United drew. This mathematics. Evening panel, I'm humbly requesting that you please tell us all the teams and okay, and they are ball boys. They are okay. I think I've this message I've kind of mixed. I'm not getting it 100%. Nkomesha Zega Madrid Don't rule out Zesco. This is the 10th title 2022. Chambeshi will fall 3-1 in favor. This is Nkomesha Zesco Madrid Super Cup. Okay, time to start, gentlemen. We have done 78 messages.
That's good enough.
At least we have tried to clear. But you know, as you're reading more are coming, I've got 5 more which have come in.
Okay, read 2, get to 80.
We'll clear them later.
As we go, yeah.
Okay. Okay, gentlemen. Other man, you have some amateur football results.
Yeah, deliberate effort. We are saying let's be promoting grassroots football. But before that, before I forget, Mr. Chungu Chola, an ardent Power Dynamo supporter, says you should greet me before you say anything. So,
The directive.
and who am I? I followed the directive. I hope he's happy. So, just to remind him that on Saturday, Power at home, so he can come. Yeah, Quito District Youth Football Association went into week 7. Just quickly read the results. It was K Skills, that is East Zone. It was K Skills 0, Ajax Chims 2, PSA 0, Riverside 1, Happy Stars 2, Chiguruma 1, Afri Eagles 2, Chiwote 1, Riu Kamatipa 1, Mindolo 1. And in the West Zone, it was MC Academy 0, Sate Sate Academy 1. I met Mr. Sate Sate. He was happy that we do mention this.
Yeah,
And,
we
he
support
had
them. Yeah.
invited me to attend the game, this same game, but unfortunately I couldn't make it.
Yeah,
So congratulations, Sate Sate. The team won.
No, we done Tratambako sana. Yeah.
Royal
We support him a
Tigers,
lot.
Royal Tigers 3, Flash United 1, Afro Stars 0, Kakolo 1, Kingsfield 2, Intrigate 0, Zamtan 1, Skills 1, and Riu Luangwa 1, Diamond 0.
Very interesting names, eh?
Riu Luangwa and the other one is not real.
Riuna Konde.
Yeah, so this is how the results panned out in the Quito District Youth Football Association.
Okay, I have results from Division 3 Copper Belt. We had Afri Sports 1, Muflira Eagles 1, MCM Smelter 1, Nkumbu 0, Ronald Ross United 2, McAnn 2, Lime Hotspurs 2, Sunflower 1, Young Kitwe United 0, Kebi Stars 3, Kasompe United 3, Chifubu Pirates 1, and Gurok Community 0, Chilabombo United 0, Chiwempala Stars 1, and Gunnington Athletic 0. Chifubu Youths and Itimpi was not played. Okay, I'll jump straight to Division 1 Copper Belt as well. We had Lubambe Community 1, Mutondo Stars 4, Young Nchanga Rangers 1, Nilkath 0, Kalushi Modern Stars 1, Rainbow Rangers 2, Konkola Mine Police 0, Ndola United 1, Chingola Police Blue Stars 2, Zambezi Portland 0, Muflira Blackpool 2, Ron United 0, Young Power Dynamos 1, Young Nkana 1, Luansha United 1, Chingola Leopards 2, Copperbelt Buffaloes 0, and Muflira United 0. Mutanda Stars have opened up a 5-point lead at the top of Copperbelt Division 1.
Football is a project pass. You have to run the whole course to appreciate what your investment. Now, it's slowly turning around, and to give them the desired result. They were too fast, but now they've understood that football is a project, and it's working as such.
Yeah.
They are able to develop their own players now. They've got good talent. Even if you watch them, you appreciate they've got good talent. So it's good for football.
Yeah.
Not that develop your own talent.
So Mutondo Stars sit on 35 points. Chingola Blue Stars on 30 points, number 2. Ndola United are third, also on 30 points. And the Rainbow Rangers also on 30 points, number 4. Then Kalushi Modern Stars, they started the season well, but they've dropped to number 5. They're 28 points, 7 points.
Number 2 at some
7
point.
points chasing.
Losing at home.
One week they were even number 1. I think it was week 3 or 4.
4, yeah.
So yeah, too bad. I was hoping they can come back more 1. All right. So looking at we go straight into Eden University.
Sure.
Eden University. Arthur, are you ready with Eden University results? Okay, Otherman, go ahead while I'm
a draw.
the draw.
There it is. It was Zescomalite Rangers 1, Young Green Eagles 2, Quito United 0, Napsa 1, Young Green Buffaloes 1, Frida Wanderers 1, Luapula Green Eagles 0, Police College 0, Trident 1, Changa Rangers 1, City of Lusaka 0, Gomes 0, Muza 1, Lumwana Radiance 1, Kaisa 1, Jumulo 0. Livingston Pirates versus Quattro Kalumbira, game postponed.
Perhaps we should,
so many draws.
Before we go forth and analyze a bit. On a side note, Quattro Kalumbira having an accident on the Kapiri Ndola Road. That bad road.
In fact, it's Kapiri Kawe.
It's Kapiri Kawe?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Well, it was quite unfortunate. But the good news again that we got was that no one died, and there were only 2 players who were injured.
Mm.
Yeah. We're not saying it's good that the accident happened, but we are saying you never know how nature is. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
We've lost players, so sometime back. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why the games against Kalumbira were put off. Hopefully, they'll be back on track soon.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe 2-3 weeks break.
All right. And any fixture that caught your eye?
No, just draws pass. There's very little improvement when it comes to scoring or winning games. This is the second round. If you too many draws pass, it's a minus again.
Yeah.
So if you really want to declare intent to qualify to the next level, which is the Premiership, you really have to work hard.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example like in Changa Rangers. I think they've had 3 draws in the last 3 games.
Oh, Changa Rangers, yes.
Maybe 1 win and 2 draws, or 3 draws and 1 win. I don't know. You don't have such results if you want to declare your position as a.
And talking about the draws that Arthur is talking about, I think the one which attracted a lot of attention was the one which was in Mazabuka between Muza and the Lumwana Radiance.
Yes.
Yeah, because that was total war. It was the battle for number 2.
For a position, yeah.
For number 2
that was a
position.
big game.
So it ended 1-1. It was even on TV. It was an exciting game, evenly matched. Yeah.
And but Chris, anything that caught your eye with regards to results apart from your team of FLava Wanderers drawing away at Young Green Buffaloes? Is that a plus in your book?
It is.
Especially for the second round, we started on
Good note.
on a good note. We didn't lose our way, so those are what I call green flags, which actually signaling that we're actually on the right direction. But like my colleagues have actually said, Arthur and Adam have actually said that too many draws. So when you have too many draws, like in the first round, it's very tight. But at one point or the other, as the game progresses, it's going to open up. Believe you me, it's going to be very, very competitive because teams won't want to drop points. They want to actually bag in all the 3 points.
Okay. And
you remember we had talked. We got worried about Kaisa and how it was on a free-fall mode and almost going into relegation.
yes.
Hey, they won last week. They beat Jumulo. They were home, And it meant that Jumo were losing a second game in a row.
And I was just about to highlight that.
Yeah.
Jumulo, after flying high before the break, and suddenly into 2 losses.
You see, they needed to manage their squad well. They have lost 3 key players.
Yeah.
They had 2 Ghanaians. One of them was even their top scorer.
And
We are going to talk about that when we see. Yeah.
And remember, we did talk about it before they went for the break. We did talk about it, that they needed to be very careful. As much as they were putting the team together, I believe they were camping the team in Wansha at that particular time.
Because those 2 Ghanaians are very crucial.
And we did mention about it. We did mention it and said, look, as they go into the second round, this is the time they need to be very careful.
They needed to hang on to the 2 Ghanaians. One of them was their top scorer.
And the other one was the anchorman.
Yeah.
Solid
So-
midfield. Solid.
As, of course, a team cannot be built
I don't know where
around
they
2
are.
people, but obviously
Any
those
news
key
of where they've
players,
gone? Elden?
They've gone to Concola Blades. We are going to talk about it on transfers. Yeah. So they will really find it thick. I'd favored them for one of the slots to the Super League, but now it appears it may slip off their hands.
Because of January transfers.
Yeah,
And the second round was going to be very difficult. If you look at the financial base of the team as well. And then you
No, I'm sure they also needed the money as well.
Yeah, they needed the money as well, but at the same time, you're chasing to go to be promoted. And then
No, for now, I think they'll concentrate on just the survival.
strike a balance.
The other win, which is worth looking at, is Young Green Eagles beating Zesco Malaiti away. Zesco Malaiti, after having won last weekend, then Young Green Eagles, I mean, in their last 4 games, they've won 3 out of the last 4. Could this be them coming back into form, that Premier League form which they almost stayed up, Arthur?
Yeah, I mean, the bottom is goal. You're scoring, and the scoring is giving you 3 points and very little losses. Regeneration. I mean, they're coming back. They're showing that intent. Yes, it's now or never. If you don't do it now, it will be too late. The last 10 games of the closure will be too late. It's better you amass points now, so that even during the closure, you are able to have a bit of a breather.
Now, this game, Kitwe United versus Napsa.
I was just about to bring that up, actually. Kitwe United,
I was
Napsa.
on pitch side, I analyzed this game.
Please
I
tell
was
us
with
what
Kufa.
Mhm.
It was a
transpired.
balanced game. You remember Kitwe had not played the other game.
And they didn't even have a coach.
Started on a rusty note.
With no coach.
They started without a coach. Their technical director is the one who was in charge of the team. Both coaches were nowhere to be seen. Of course, Albert Mbande has been he's gone to City of Lusaka. Now this game was evenly matched. You know, Napsa utilized their chance. Kitwe were unfortunate not to be on the score sheet. They hit the crossbar. It was actually 50, but unfortunately, I did not like the unsportsman behavior that I noticed, and Kofi and I got very frustrated. After scoring, you imagine Napsa scored, I think the 5th minute in the first half. They started delaying the game. How do you start delaying? Just after scoring. It was so frustrating that what the referee did now was each time the Napsa player was outside, he was also taking time to
Bring him on.
bring him on, just to punish them a bit also. Very, very unfortunate. Napsa also, came with also their superstitious stints. They didn't use
The changing room.
the changing room as usual. Surely, we are preparing these teams for professional football. They should go back to the Super League. Such things should not be, you know. First, you don't use the dressing room. Then, I was wondering, is it why there were fights between Napsa and the City of Lusaka the other week? I think we should promote professionalism, in football. The coaches should be in the forefront to discourage some of these things. Yeah.
I'm sure about them.
Okay, so week 20 fixtures in the Eden University League. We've got a big one in Lusaka coming up. I say big as well with regards to the table and how they sit. We've got number 9 and number 4, but the difference in points is it can bring City of Lusaka closer. City of Lusaka versus Trident. Trident, they haven't been having the best time, but only 1 point moved them into top 4 because Kitwe United lost the last two. 1 point into top has pushed them into top 4.
That's how tight it is.
And most of their points were gotten in the first few weeks of the season. Chris, City of Lusaka, Trident, what can we expect? City of Lusaka coming closer or Trident picking up? And City of Lusaka,
very exciting.
New coach.
With a new coach.
I was actually heading. It's like Arthur read my mind. I want to see what Albert will actually do there. Look, this is the second round, and second round sometimes becomes very tenacious. But it's who wants it the most. Like I can say here, City. I would actually put my money on City.
Otherman, Jumulo will be facing Livingston Pirates, who seem to be draw masters as well. Can we expect another draw? Or maybe Jumulo to finally get their engine running again?
Yeah, Jumulo are expected to respond now after 2 losses. They are playing at home. But hey, they are playing against a Livingston Pirates side which has also not been doing well. They are not sitting pretty on the log. They are in the relegation zone. So they are fighting a team. I mean, they will be playing a team which will be fighting the relegation. That's what makes that encounter a bit tricky. Yeah. But on paper, you would expect Jumuro to respond and collect maximum points.
And Arthur, Young Green Eagles versus Luapula Green Eagles.
The battle of the Eagles.
Green Eagles derby.
It's about even fitness, sharply. They are all two very, very fit teams. And it's interesting, really. I've never watched the other Eagles, but I've watched the Green Eagles, Green Buffaloes. Yeah, I've watched them before. I think the young Green Buffaloes are a better side. I've watched them play. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I agree.
And a perfect one for you, Chris. Muflira Wanderers versus FC Muza.
That's not fair.
A perfect one for you.
Masao Tembu.
I'm going to come out very objective because I've got a lot of respect for Muza. They're not a team that you can just walk all over. It's a tough side. I've seen them play, and but playing at home and going into the second round, I think we should collect.
Resurgent.
Yeah, maximum points, especially after the 1-1 draw. So, but I've got a lot of respect for Muza. A lot of respect. I've seen them play, and I admire the way they play, their style of play. But I can say confidently we should be able to collect 3 points.
Mighty needs the 3 points.
Collect 3 points.
You need the 3 points.
We definitely need the 3 points, man.
Otherman, aren't you seeing what I'm seeing? Don't you see it differently? Did you think FC Muza will give Muflira Wanderers a good run for their money?
I think I agree with you, Chris. At home, Mighty becomes just something else. At home, they play very well. More especially that Manix Menengerwa is come back from the funeral. He's been missing. They have been missing him. He's their influential midfielder. He's back. I think it might mean business. The West result perhaps can be a draw, but they are likely to. Yeah, they have.
And we'll see how the other 3 players will fit in.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a better Might even. I'm actually seeing Might winning that game.
Okay.
West result for them will be a draw.
Yeah.
Lumwana versus Kaiser, Otherman.
Well. Lumwana playing at home, they know that they have a chance to go to the Super League. They would want to collect maximum points. But Kaisa were motivated, a motivated side because they picked maximum points last time.
Yeah.
If Lumwana are going to underrate Kaisa, you know these teams,
And they're coming from a draw at home again.
Yes, the mistake they make is to underrate teams and to win in advance. Don't do that. Don't underrate an opponent. Yeah, Lumwana are fond of doing that. Don't underrate an opponent. Play to the whistle. Put in a good shift of 90 minutes, and that's how you collect results. Now, if they would say Kaisa is in the relegation zone, they have not been playing well, and then they go with the wrong mindset, they'll be shocked.
Okay. All right. And I'll take Napsa versus Zesco Malaiti. I think Napsa will be too powerful for Zesco Malaiti Rangers.
That's another tricky game if Napsa becomes...
That's top versus bottom.
They paid the price one time. Napsa underrated the team. They were beaten. Yeah, it was a draw. Yeah,
It was a draw.
Yeah, it was a draw.
Because they thought they were going to go qualify.
Yeah, but this one I can put money
Anyway,
on
anyway.
Napsa.
They are focused now. They just want to run away.
They are in good form. So the table as it is sitting as at today in Faz Eden University is 18 Zesco Malaiti Rangers with 16 points, 17 Police College with 16 points, 16 Livingston Pirates 16 points, 15 Wapula Green Eagles 20 points, 14 Kabwe Youth Academy 20 points, 13 Quattro Kalumbila 20 points, 12 Muflera Wanderers 22 points, 11 Gomes 23 points, 10 Young Green Buffaloes 23 points, 9 City of Lusaka 23 points, 8 Young Green Eagles 27 points, 7 Changa Rangers 27 points, 6 Jumulo 29 points, 5 Kito United 29 points, 4 Trident 29 points, 3 FC Muza 33 points, Lumwana Radiance number 2 36 points, and Napsa Stars are on 38 points after 19 games at number 1. All right, so we can head straight into the Super League, and
You didn't tell us the team that Kito United will be playing.
Gomes.
Yeah, I think you should have
Gomes,
said that.
Gomes.
You missed it.
I thought it was the only fixture. Yes.
Yeah.
Gomes versus Kito United. Quickly. Draw. Arthur.
I think Gomes, because Quito United are in a bit of a troubled waters right now, administrative wise, and we don't have a coach yet.
But they are playing well.
No, they have a side, but you need leadership is important.
You see, I couldn't believe that.
Gomes has got some form.
Yeah.
I'll tell you with the troubles going on with Kito United, well, I'm talking about the insights that I got and what I've actually just seen. It's going to be a tough battle for Kito United.
Yeah, no, it's going to be.
When you've got squabbles going on, with the players, especially when you don't have a proper leader on the pitch and off the pitch, it becomes a problem because the players are like, there are two camps already there. I've got a few players who live in the area I live, and I get details from these players and what's going on. So it's disturbing to see that a team of
disappointing
United should be going through squabbles which they can actually easily resolve, But anyway, we'll wait and see. Football is played on the pitch anyway.
All right. Form-wise, in Eden University Division 1, Lumwana Radiance have got the best form as at now, followed by FC Muza, followed
what
by
has happened to the form?
Kito United.
Lumwana drew 2 games. They still have the best form.
Lumwana. I'm talking about the last, looking at the last 5 games.
Yeah, I know.
There are 2 draws there.
They're not being challenged.
2 draws, yes. They are not being challenged.
Yeah.
Yes. Because
2 draws, they should have been already moved out of that.
Yes. If we calculate out of the last 9 games, Lumwana have got 11 points out of 15. And there's no other team which has come close. The only other team which is close is FC Muza, which has 9 points. Kitwe United 9 points. and Jumulo 9 points. But I put FC Muza number 2 because Kitwe United and Jumulo have had 2 losses in a row in those last 5 games, and FC Muza has not lost a game in the last 5. Then actually no, number 2 is actually Young Green Eagles. They've got 10 out of 15, and then FC Muza 9 out of 15. Yeah, so that's how it sits, the top 5 teams with regards to form in the Eden University. Otherwise, I would say a lot of teams are riddled with draws. Teams like Young Green Buffaloes have not even won a game in their last 5. Just 2 draws, 3 losses. Many draws, and the maximum number of wins seems to be, the average is 2 wins out of the last 5 for most teams. Only 1, 2, 3, 4 teams out of 18 have managed to win 3 out of their last 5. That is, it's either the league is tough or they are not.
No, but we predicted this.
Yes,
exactly. We said second round when it comes, no teams would want to concede goals. You know, the first thing is to avoid being scored, and then when you have an opportunity, punch.
Take advantage.
You can't open up. This is second round, because
first games in the second round,
Yeah.
5 games.
this was expected. Second round, you just guard. You make You see that even in the Super League, the pattern is the same except the 5-0 which we had. You know, it's almost the same.
That one was a miracle. When was the last time such a thing happened in Zambian football?
No, this season it happened. Friday, how many goals did he score against Inden?
Unanswered.
It was 5. Anyway, that one was 5-1.
Okay, so let's move on to fixtures played over the weekend. And we had some interesting fixtures. Indeni 1, Chambeshi 0, Kafua Celtic 2, Forest Rangers 2, Prison Leopards 2, Buildcon 1, Kansanshi Dynamos 0, Red Arrows 5, Konkola Blades 2, Lusaka Dynamos 0, Nkana 1, Zanaco 1. Those were Saturday matches. And Sunday, Zesco United 1, Cabo Warriors 0, Green Eagles 0, Power Dynamos 0, Green Buffaloes 0, Nkwazi 1. Okay, and then today we had Zanaco bringing forward one of their fixtures from February and playing it early. It was Prison Leopards 0 and Zanaco 0. Indeni finally, not finally, but they are back into winning ways, and they've got decent form. Arthur, they are beating Chambeshi 1-0. They haven't lost. They haven't lost in 5 games.
It's not like they have improved, perhaps. Yeah, they just beat a very bad side.
They beat a very bad side.
Yeah, everyone beats Chambeshi. It's not the right.
Everybody.
The statistics will not agree with you.
Yeah,
I've been watching Inden. Like Paya said, they have not lost in 5 games.
Yeah, but
and among the 5, they had a decent win.
Yes.
You should check. They beat one of the big teams.
If I have to mention their last 5 games, they beat Chambeshi 1-0
Yes.
from this weekend. They went away and drew 1-1 with Cabo Warriors.
And the Cabo Warriors equalized the last minute.
They are the only team in the last 7 games to get points from Red Arrows.
Yes.
They drew 0-0. And before that 0-0, they beat Zanaco 1-0.
That's the one I'd forgotten. I wanted to bring it to his attention.
They beat
Zanaco was beaten by Inden.
They beat Nkwazi also 1-0 away.
That's why they're out of the relegation.
Their fixtures haven't been easy. Nkwazi, Zanaco, Red Arrows, and then Cabo Warriors, and then Chambish.
All those
It's
are
only there
tricky.
when you bring Chambish.
It's only Chambish. The rest.
Let's focus on the four. The four, they've done very well. But for Chambish, yeah.
No, but if you beat Zanaco, why not? Why can't you count Chambish?
That's the inconsistency we're talking about. Red Arrows, you have not drawn by Indian, but Kia Sepa was Zesco. That's not very good for big teams, especially. But for Indeni, that is a good run because it's a bonus for them.
Yeah, the informed player, Handav, I tell you, is someone we have not given attention. We have not been talking to him. Rather, we have not been talking about.
Yes.
Handavu has been in form. He's been influential for that team. He's been scoring goals, yet he's a defender, you can imagine. He's done very well for
Then Kafua Celtic, Forest Rangers 2-2. But Chris?
It's a sad reading, especially for Kafua Celtic. They're dropping points, when they should be picking points, because now they'll be hanging in the relegation zone, and it's going to get tougher, especially in the second round. So the sad thing is that also for Forest Rangers are more like a yo-yo team now. So we don't know what to expect. But just to putting the icing on the cake, Kafua Celtic should have actually collected points. And I'm not saying Forest Rangers are an easy side to walk all over, but Kafua Celtic should have collected points because right now they're supposed to get out of the relegation zone. If they can't get out of the relegation zone at this point, at this juncture, as the games progress and they keep coming fast, it's going to be very difficult for Joe Wallace's team to get out of there. It's going to be difficult.
Yeah. Chris, perhaps the credit we can give them is that they had to come from behind.
Yeah, no, I know.
They were 2-0 down, so they showed a bit of character.
They showed a bit of courage, but what I'm trying to say about
they are supposed to be winning.
They're supposed to be winning.
They were home.
Draws won't do them any good. Draws are not going to do them any good.
Or return fixtures.
All right, before we continue with the results, just to acknowledge people who look after us. They baked us a cake on
our birthday.
Latat Cafe, shop number 3, Chisua's Emporium, Central Street. Landmark wise, just after the basket. That is a place where you find the best burgers in town, wraps, chicken and chips, sausage and chips, pies, samosas, platters, and cakes for all occasions. And catering is done for corporate functions, weddings, birthdays, and kitchen parties. Wednesdays at Latat Cafe, you get buy 2 wraps and get 1 free. And then also you get ice cream as well, and sometimes it gets excruciatingly hot. Donuts, cupcakes, cake slices, you can pick up from there. And Latat Cafe is open every day from 8 hours to 20 hours, that's Monday to Saturday, and 10 hours to 19 hours on Sunday. Yeah, so do note that from Latat Cafe. All right.
And
so
and hello to Chef Richard.
Yes,
the man behind the food.
Chef Richard.
Yeah.
Good evening and greetings from the football show. All right, Alderman Tembo, Prison Leopards and BuildCon. What is your assessment there? BuildCon coming from 3 wins, but falling to Prison Leopards.
Yeah, the Prison Leopards, I think, needed those points more. If you look at where they are on the table, they are slowly going down to the relegation. This has been one of the worst seasons in recent campaigns for Prison Leopards. This is a team.
But it's sad, man. They reorganized. They bought players. They brought in people.
No, they don't manage players well. It's like they have to restart. They have to start afresh every season. You don't do that. You should keep the core of your players, and then when you lose,
we're expecting them to do much better this season,
But this is it. They lost almost all the key players, and they started rebuilding. They lost Obash, Chitemweshi, a number of
7 players.
Nkombozis with Nkana, a number of players. So if you lose the core of your team, it means you are rebuilding, and it takes time to gel.
But they are rebuilding every year.
That's where the problem is.
Yeah,
you have to learn how to manage the players.
It's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign. Yeah. You see, so, Prison Leopards will need those points now, otherwise they will start getting threatened by with relegation. And it was good they used their home ground advantage. They met a new side which has also lost a number of players. We're going to talk about it as we go into transfers.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Konkola Blades versus 2 and Lusaka Dynamos 0. Other.
Lusaka Dynamos is a failed project now. It's a very good 3 points for Konkola Blades. Very good, and they needed after they needed losses. They needed that 3 points, and they're showing intent. I mean, if they can win another 2 games after that, they'll start solidifying. But they need to still do a lot more work. But for Lusaka Dynamos, I think they're forgotten. We're completely forgetting. I mean, they've been around Premiership for a long time. But I think that project now is finished because they're not showing any signs of recovery. That's what the problem is.
Yeah.
And I don't think they care about that recovery so far.
Chris, Nkana 1, Zanaco 1.
Well, I just followed it. I was just hearing from people, and I was just getting news about this game. I can't really say much because I haven't actually got all the details about it. Somebody will be able to talk about it. But what I want to talk about is Nkana came from behind, isn't it?
No, it was Zanaco.
Zanaco came from behind.
Via penalty.
Yeah, but via penalty. But what I want to talk about, it was good for Zanaco. At the same time, like I said, it was good for Zanaco. And Nkana didn't lose because they held on to that, and that actually shows that they still want to push ahead in spite of not bagging the 3 points.
Alderman,
I watched
you watched it, and also comment over the penalty.
Yeah, I watched the game twice because I wanted to hear what people were talking about the penalty and so
yes.
No, it was a penalty.
I think this time round, Zanaco were really prepared for Nkana. They must have been watching the last 3 games from Nkana, and they came with a very, very good strategy because they took over the midfield. You know, Sarulan P, and then Sambalungu and Boyd Msonda. These formed a very tricky trio for Nkana. You know, so almost the whole of the first half, Zanaco were in charge. They were careless. They would have scored, I think, 2-3 goals. There's a young man, Moses Muyembe, a youngster that Zanaco have brought in. He missed clear-cut chance. Moses also, the baby police, missed another chance. Nkana did not create a clear-cut chance. The midfield for Zanaco did not allow them. They took over all the spaces. But in the second half, Nkana tried to come back. It was difficult to see how Nkana was going to score. I'm not surprised. The goal came from a set piece. It was a corner that Bob Chancer put in. The goal that Zanaco scored, I think there shouldn't be so many complaints about it because on slow motion it was clearly...
No, it was a clear penalty.
It was a handball. Yeah, that was a handball. So I think...
It's skewed, but handball. Naturally, you can't. There's no way you can react to it.
Ghana players did not complain much. Yeah, so it was a good game. It was 50-50, but I'm very impressed with Chiwoni. I think
I want to talk about him as well.
That young man.
Those the crosses.
Yes.
And just the speed.
But the other man, just to cut you short,
no problem.
Just to say that. In my opinion, I've always believed that Chiwoni has always been a good player, and he wasn't given enough time. And all they needed was something like mentorship, like a fatherly figure, like BC, to guide him. You know, sometimes when you don't have a fatherly figure to guide you, you start losing out, and the discipline falls off. So they've put him back in the picture, and believe you me, he should get back his place at the national team.
Definitely. To me, Chiboni is just something else now. I don't. It's interesting. Zimbabwe have been eliminated at AFCON, and then Chimwemwe is coming back.
Chimwemwe is coming.
She's coming back. I don't know if he is going to dislodge young Kondo and Chiwon. It will be difficult. In my view, I think Besson should just give a free roll to Chimwemwe, like the lineup he made against Power Dynamos. Yeah, that's what he should, because that young man, I tell you, is brave, is accurate, he can overlap, is swift, the passes are complete. He has now everything that you would like.
Even just the way he swings the ball into the 18 area. In swingers.
Right now, he's one of the best.
He's actually.
We've always known.
All right. So enough about Nkana and Zanako. You heard from a lot of the messages that I read. Back to you, Arthur, talking about Zesco United. Some of the supporters are saying we are back, we are winning the league. This time, reports are they played much better against the Cabo Warriors. Your view on their win and Zesco going forward?
Pass. Zesco is not supposed to be struggling for wins. On paper, they're supposed to be a very big team. They've really lost a lot of touch, and it's very sad. Very, very sad. But Zesco were doing 3-0, 4-0, 3-0, 4-0, 4-1. They were a high scoring side. But now they are so unpredictable. So unpredictable. That's how if you look at their fans are saying, even if he wins us the league, I don't think we still have that relationship, want to maintain that relationship with him. And for me, Parasite, I don't think it's got a lot to do with the coach. It's got a lot to do with material. If you look at the pedigree, compare the caliber of the players that are featuring for Zesco now and the ones that were scoring them, giving them glory then. So I think they are being a bit unfair. Kuli coach. It's the quality of the players on the ground. For me, I'll be honest with you. There's players like Muba. Muba, for me, I'm gonna I'm gonna be a bit harsh on him. I'm gonna call him average because he does not improve. He's just there. He's supposed to be carrying the team, Pius Muba, but he's just there.
He had a better season last season than this season. This season has been a bit on the quieter side. And
it was interesting that
time for him to step up.
Their new signing, Pedro Miguel, scored.
Yes, he did.
And you know, after when you say that the fans are being unfair, I agree with you. The fans are being very unfair. Numba is a decorated coach. He's a good coach. Compare the kind of caliber of players that we have right now at Zesco with when Zesco had hit peak form, and with that even the time they're playing Sundowns, that period, the number of players who would just be at the bench just to go in, it was something else. You can't compare those players with the kind of players that are there right now. So it's very difficult for a coach when he's trying to do all he can and all he has are players who are below average. That's what we're talking about. You're talking about Muba carrying the Zesco team. Muba has a lot of experience. He's been exposed. But you find that on a day when you really need him, he doesn't turn up. So for Zesco, like you've said all the time, that they need top class players. That's what they should just be doing. Get top class players and fit them in there. They should start looking for young players who they can actually train and build and all that. That period is gone because Zesco is a brand on its own.
Yeah.
Now since Zesco is a brand on its own, they need to move forward. Because we cannot have another situation, they qualify the Champions League and first round they're out.
Zesco, how?
Yeah, but
other man, I also wanted to put it to you. Are you in agreement that the player caliber has reduced? A coach, when he comes into a team, is supposed to also add value and play around with what he has.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going.
So
I think
I know Numba has won the league before, but do you think that he's adding enough value with the players which he has, given the situation which he has, or is it like what Chris alluded to? They're just not the same caliber as 5-8 years ago.
Yeah, but you see, Numba is in charge of the technical bench at Zesco. He calls the shots. He's the one who tells management which player should come in. Zesco will just tell him, this is the budget we have. Okay? And then he should look at which player, whether local or outside, to bring in. So he cannot run away. He has been going for cheap material. That's where the problem has been. If I were a Numba, I would get maybe 2 good quality players and then add value to the team, and not bring 6 like he did. We brought 6 youngsters from these satellite teams for Zesco. We talked about Miguel. Of course, he scored last week, but is he tested? Can he play continental football? Do they call him in Angola at the national team? What is his pedigree? He could have scored, yes, but what is his pedigree? This is exactly what Chris was saying. Chicken could bring players who would immediately add value to Zesco. Zesco is not a nursery. When you bring a player to Zesco, he should just perform, and that's why we were saying the player recruitment policy has gone wrong. I know that the budget has gone down a bit, but even with that little budget, Zesco can manage to bring 3 good players across the borders. That's why they were knocked out in the first round.
Very embarrassing.
It just tells you, Arthur is right. Is that the material you can take to play TP Mazembe?
No ways.
Awali, we are jokers. You see? They may win the league even this year, again, Zesco. But remember, that's a team we look up to as a country, to do battle with the big boys in Africa. You know, but are they ready?
Like the way we used to look at Nkana.
Yes.
We know when they go into Africa,
it will be group stage.
Yeah.
You know? So the gentlemen are right. The material which is there now, you can't compare to the Camboles, you know, Kondwa. That was good stuff. You know, even the
Jackson Mwanza,
they were
Jesse
just something
Were.
else. You know.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of work, but Numba must realize that.
Don't you think this is just the refreshing of Zesco? You know, I mean, they reached their peak stage, and this is now the time where.
But it should be systematic. It should be systematic. You lose one player, you bring another player with almost the same qualities.
So, like, who mentioned? Was it you, or is it Chris who mentioned the recruitment has let? Who has let them down? It's
the coach. You can't blame anyone else. It's the coach who tells management, I need player A, B, C. You get the point? He still has 5 players that he gets from outside. He released Tafadzo Rusike. He released Jesse Were. Who has he replaced those with?
With quality players.
You know?
Pedro Miguel will do the job.
Come on. I want to be convinced. If Miguel scores every week in our league, I want to be convinced, because he doesn't have a pedigree that you can look at.
You know what Alderman is saying? It's very true. I was watching a documentary one time about Man United. When they started losing and they lost grip. And then they had to start replacing players with quality players. You know, there are quality players who you can pick. They have to pick 4 scores, but those were from the lower ranks, isn't it?
The academy.
4 scores, Gary Neville and
Phil
Beckham. These 3, they had the quality and they believed in them. The first few games they delivered. The first few games they delivered and all that. That's what we're talking about. But if you're going to replace them with people who cannot even add value,
developmental.
you're going nowhere.
All right.
3-4 years, Mukuka, those two small boy Mukuka, could they play under Chicken George Rwandamina? That was Team Yaziko, Pius.
Even when it's coming, the bus is coming.
Yes.
It's just entering the stadium. The fans will be. That was just.
Every trip they took was a win.
It was a win.
Every trip they took past was a win.
It's sad that it should be.
These small teams they were hammering.
What Alderman has pointed out.
Quickly, Arthur. Green Eagles, Power Dynamos, 0-0.
Green Eagles, Power Dynamos. For Power Dynamos, that's a bonus, and it's a bad result for the Choma guys, because that on average they've improved. There's been an improvement by Eagles. So I was hoping. I'm sure they were also hoping they would take the marks on 3 points. But if you look at the performance of Power Dynamos, they gave them a good run for their money. That draw was well deserved.
Not to cut short, Arthur, you watched the game. Lawrence is maturing. Lawrence Mlenga is maturing into a very, very good goalkeeper. I think the national team coaches will have a look at the boy. I think he came to the party. He saved the Power. Another player who impressed me was
the number 9,
Dinos Makwaza Jr. He played very, very well.
And the young man from Power Dynamos.
Arthur is right. The Green Eagles were expected to collect maximum points, having lost to Beauticon the other week.
Yeah.
One would have thought they were going to use home ground advantage. But Power have always been doing well at
no, but they've generally just
Stadium.
improved. Yeah.
You know, it's either they win or they draw. It's only Nkano was a terrible record.
Their Power's got a good record.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Power. At least we can translate it as a point gained.
Yeah,
and
it's a
then
gain.
for Green Eagles,
It's 2 points lost.
Green Buffaloes lost again. Chris.
What's happening to Nyanta?
Losing a goal to nil at home against Nkwazi.
Well spelled, go boys, fight and concede, like he said.
Yeah.
You know, so
The slogan has changed.
They are conceding, and it's a pity. You know, when you've gained momentum, I remember one time we were talking about it with Howderman. They were about 33 points or 31 points, and we were saying these are going to be runaway league leaders. And Arthur said, no.
I refuse.
Arthur refused and said, watch and see, especially after. Watch and see. Now, what's been happening to Green Buffaloes is if you really want to win the league, the championship, you really want to win the league, you have to show intent that you really want to win. Not this kind of dismal performance that they've been showing and Kwazi should come and overrun them. It actually just says something. They're not ready to represent Zambia. That's where I'll end.
They last one 8 games ago.
Because even if they
So 7 no win.
and still end up winning the league, they will still disappoint us out there.
And they are losing their top scorer to a club in Tanzania. So he didn't even play this game.
Alderman, lastly, Red Arrows winning away at Kansanshi 5-0. Now,
Well,
where I'm going, I asked you a question. You were sitting there where you were sitting,
When the mics
or the
were off.
Alderman.
yeah.
No, on one of the shows, maybe about 2 months ago.
Yes.
And I asked you, what's the secret about Green Buffaloes? About, I think maybe
It
10
was
weeks ago.
Red Arrows.
No, about Green
Green
Buffaloes.
Buffaloes,
They keep winning. What's happening? And you said that the team has been together for a long time, so it looks like it's coming together.
Yeah.
That maybe this time. What's the secret about Red Arrows?
Well, Red Arrows have assembled very good talent. You know, Chisimbewe has been with the team now for a long time. Yeah, it pays. You know, consistency pays. The bench has to be together for some time, and the players also. If you look at that squad, it's the youngsters who are coming to the party. We are with the team in the junior ranks. Red Arrows have not invested much by bringing players from
Imports,
other-
no.
Yeah, but it's the discipline, it's the cohesion which has been there. Even when you saw them play against Simba, Continental, they played very well, most especially the last game. So they've now have that belief that they can win the league. They're playing very well, and there is an advantage there also. They are physically fit. That's a team which has good mix of fitness, talent, discipline. There isn't anything extraordinary about the team. So, but they can go all the way. They have credentials to go all the way.
When they played in the Continental, it exposed them.
Yeah.
So they were exposed.
Yeah.
And they were psyched up.
It did.
It
It
helped
did.
them so much.
But beating Kansanshi 5-0 was a shouting scoreline. It has cost the job of some people. We are going to talk about that.
Yes.
It's very rare that we have witnessed. I think this is the second time we are witnessing a team scoring 5 goals. The other one was when Friday, on a Friday, scored 5 against Inden. That was Green Buffaloes. I don't think we have ever talked of any fixture where a team has scored more than 5 goals per pass. I don't think so. Otherwise, it has been tight. Maybe after 5 goals, maybe the other scoreline we have witnessed is 3 in our league. I remember very, very well. So, I don't know what happened to Kansanshi. They must have panicked and have used new players at a goal. That's where we get it wrong. You need cohesion. Kansanshi has been playing fairly well. You know, even when they play away, at least they will give you some resistance.
That was very good.
Yes, you
Very good
remember.
performance.
But to concede 5,
At home.
I think the coaches panicked and they brought in all the so-called missiles that they had brought in. They forgot that they needed to have played together for some time to understand each other, you know, to the aspect of cohesion, gelling. There's some chemistry that just has to come in. You don't put players together and expect results. It doesn't work like that. You know, so I think looking at their lineup, that's where they got it wrong. And we are going to talk about it. We are going to look at the number of players that they've brought.
All right, let's look at fixtures in the Zambia Super League. And I'll just ask you, gentlemen, to pick the one which you feel is worth watching. If you had a helicopter and you had to choose one to go and watch, you could land it there. Indeni versus Kafue Celtic. Oh, yes, that is Indeni versus Kafue Celtic. These are Saturday. Buildcon versus Forest Rangers. Chambeshi versus Zesco. That would be interesting. Power Dynamos versus Prison Leopards. Cabo Warriors versus Kansanshi Dynamos. Red Arrows versus Nkana FC. Zanaco versus GBFC, Green Buffaloes. Lusaka Dynamos, these are Sunday. Lusaka Dynamos versus Green Eagles. And Nkwazi versus Konkola Blades. Starting with you, Arthur.
The Nkwazi Konkola Blades will be a very interesting game.
You think?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Because, I mean, Konkola Blades has to... they have to make us believe that the previous win was a real win. It's not like beating Chambeshi or Lusaka Dynamos. You know, everyone is beating Lusaka Dynamos and Chambeshi. So we have to really see that, okay, that result against Lusaka Dynamos was actually a real result. So I think my money is on Konkola Blades, of course. And we'll see what happens.
All right.
Because I wish them well. They were in the wilderness for a very long time. They're given a chance to come and play Premiership football. Bashaika, go come. I would like to see them.
Go come.
Yeah, I would like to see them stay.
Go come.
For a long time, all of us go come 40. It's wasting
Maybe
a
the
slot.
razor is still rusty.
Yeah, it's wasting a slot pass.
Pastor Chris, tell us what fixture tickles you for this weekend.
Well, it's an obvious one, and everybody would have actually... Nobody can avoid this one anyway. Red Arrows versus...
Nkana.
This is top of the bill. There are 2 reasons. One, we want to see Red Arrows if they can really...
If they mean
business.
Yeah.
Number 1 against number 4.
Yeah. Number 2 reason for me is mostly I'm interested in Nkana. I want to see how Nkana can respond. Because in that atmosphere is going to be... It's going to be like a cup final. This game is going to be like a cup final, believe you me. And I want to see how Nkana is going to line up against a resurgent Red Arrows. So it's a very, very interesting game. A lot of fireworks to expect.
Otherman?
Well, that's the game I wanted to talk about.
can
But
still talk about
but
it.
having
You know,
but Chris has already said that. Perhaps the other one which will attract attention is Indian serious about their efforts to survive relegation. They have gone 5 games without a loss.
They're
Can they
out,
repeat
out
it?
of relegation
They
waters.
are now out of relegation, but
officially.
not so safe.
Not safe.
Yeah.
They're only 3
But will
points
they
above.
continue on that?
Another loss.
But will they continue on that trajectory against another relegation threatened side, which is Kafio Celtic? That's the question. I think I'll be at Arthur Davis Stadium as early as 12:30. I have to watch that game. It's on TV, but I have to go there and watch it physically. Yeah, it's 13 hours. It's Indeni versus
Kafio
Celtic. And then at 15 hours, Power Dynamos.
This is
against
Prison Leopards.
Yeah, on a Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I
So,
think let's make a plan. We go.
Yeah, the Indeni
Yes.
game obviously will be interesting.
It will be. I think it will be one to watch. Okay, I'll be for me. I'll be very interested.
I'm going to watch Concola Blades.
I'll be very interested to see if Kansanshi can come out of the doldrums and do something at Cabo Warriors. I think that would be interesting.
With the physical trainer coach Temple.
I mean, if you look at the form of these two teams, both of them have suffered 3 losses and a draw in their last 4 games. So I think it would be very interesting to see who wants to win it. Otherwise, they're just going to draw and forget. Yeah. All right. The league as it stands, the Super League, Concola Blades sit at the bottom of the league with 15 points. And on number 18, 17, Lusaka Dynamos 16 points. Chambeshi 16 position, 18 points. Kansanshi Dynamos 15th position, 20 points. Kafue Celtic 14, 20 points. Indeni 13, 23 points. Cabo Warriors 12, 24 points. 11 Prison Leopards 25 points. 10 Forest Rangers 26 points. 9 Zanaco 27 points. 8 Nkwazi 28 points. 7 Buildcon 28 points. Power Dynamo 6, 29 points. Green Eagles 5, 29 points. Nkana 4, 30 points. Zesco 3, 31 points. 2 Green Buffaloes 31 points. And 1 Red Arrows 5 points clear at 36 points. So
that's the only
very,
gap.
very interesting. Number 8 and number 2, 3 points difference.
Yeah, when is this? That's why Red Arrows want to win that game, because if they add this 3 points to the 5 points clear and it becomes 8, to start becoming tricky.
Yeah, I mean, if given the scenario that Red Arrows win and Nkana and
talk about the team which is following them, which is Green Buffaloes.
Yes, and GBFC. If GBFC doesn't do a win again, if Zesco
but
messes around again and are not serious to beat Chambeshi, then there will be a gap.
Because once a team
There will
opens up
be
by
a
9
big gap.
points, it will be tricky.
But this time around, pass for Green Buffaloes, they don't have a choice. It will be very bad if they lose.
They're playing which team?
Zanaco.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Zanaco is resurgent. Come on.
Sorry?
Nkana again.
It's Saturday.
But Zanaco has not been gentlemen, Zanaco's form is not very, very good.
No, but it's improved.
They've only had 2 wins in the last 5 games.
Zanaco
it's been up and down.
have not been winning, they have not been scoring.
Yeah.
After chasing those players, but I think they've improved according to what I feel.
Let me give the form
After-
guide.
after chasing.
According to the last 6 games, the teams who have amassed the most points, obviously it's Red Arrows, who have won
Followed by
5,
Nkana.
drawn 1. Nkana is second, won 4 and drawn 2. They are the only team who have not lost a game in 6 games.
It's in Ghana.
Nkana and Red Arrows.
Yeah, there are 2.
Yeah. And next in form is Power Dynamos, who have won 4, drawn 1, lost 1. Next is Indeni, who are number 4 form-wise. They've won 3, they've drawn 2 and lost 1. Buildcon and number 5 won 3, drawn 1, lost 2, and number 6 Zesco won 3, also drawn 1 and lost 2. Then that's when Greeny goes Zanaco, Chambeshi,
Zanaco, the last
Forest.
3 games.
The last?
Were true, their draws.
3 games.
The last?
No, they won 1 and
the last. Let me give you Zanaco. They have drawn the last 2 and won the third one.
Yeah.
So is it an improvement if you look at the 6 games? Because the 3 games have been played after they got rid of.
Not really, because you see, ever since they got rid of the 6 players, they've only won they've only won 2 games. They've won. They have won 2 games. Oh yes, actually, yeah. The last 2 games draws. Then before that, they won and they lost, and then they won again. So 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss.
It's an improvement. I've seen an improvement.
But given a chance that because they have played 20 games, they've played a game more than everybody else. Sitting on number 9, I think so it's not good enough for Zanaco. Even if they are playing for they are playing Continental, at least having played all their games at this point, they should have been somewhere around number 5, 4.
No doubt about it.
Otherwise, they are not challenging for the league. They are not. They are already. They are not in APSA Cup, and it's
now. Let's talk a bit about
current performance at that period. That's what I say. As compared.
As to compared.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I want to talk about the Red Arrows in Ghana again. The mind games. Red Arrows are saying to be free for Red Arrows supporters. As long as you are in a Red Arrows t-shirt, whatever, you get in. But for the rest, it will be 50 kwacha.
but
very interesting. I've never seen that's unprecedented. I've never seen that.
That it's deceiving,
yeah, because the numbers are they're not as good as the how many people out there have got replica jerseys.
Even that, for me, it's a clash of red.
Yes.
Unless Nkana is going to wear white.
But the red is their strength when it comes to fans. No, on the fans part.
But even Red Arrows, they've got red replicas right now.
They have almost the same jerseys. And then,
it's mind games like
what is interesting is that as we are talking, Ghana are already in Lusaka. They have camped already in Lusaka. That's very exciting. I just hope it can be given. I just hope it can be given to competent referees.
Yeah.
This is a battle of the top 4. It's continental now, football which is being fought for here. Yeah. So it's interesting.
So that'll be a big one.
But also, for the first time in 11 years, I see a clear possibility of Power playing continental football. And when I say this, I'm saying it from a lot of experience. I hope Mwenyechi People and team can
from the direction,
can put their act together.
No, from the
direction of form, they have been consistent.
Yes.
Especially the last 8 to 10 weeks, they've been quite consistent, and they have proved that they can actually compete. So they've come from bottom of the league. They are now number 6. And for me, they are showing, they are in that gap of these 8 teams who are vying for top 4.
You see, the beauty about Power is the consistency. they are not leaking goals now.
I mean, 2 points
If they
from
don't score,
number 2.
at least they can rely on their
draw.
their defense and make sure they collect something. And that's what a true champion does. Even if you don't play well, collect something. If it's not 3 points, look at the way they played against Concola. They didn't really come to the party, but collected maximum points. Yeah, I think Power are destined for
Great things.
But mwika lukavane yako kolepo mwani nekwendeke. A gift.
Okay, now we move in fast forward. Time has gone ahead of us. Transfers, perhaps. I can ask you to run down
Transfers and firings.
Quickly.
Transfers and firings.
Yeah, and the firings. So quickly, we have done a small summary. We shall complete it next week. We do not have time. So, BuildCon, we are looking at players that have come in. BuildCon have brought in Kingsley Akwiya. They've brought in Christopher Chola, Boston Muchindu. All these were they were free agents. So at least they've brought in the 3 players. But they have also lost Brian Mwira to Power Dynamos, Tapson Kasewa to Concola Blades. Even scored that one. Yeah, even scored one of the goals. And they also Roderick Kembo to Nkana. This one is a very good defender. He's been seen in Nkana camp. Then Forest Rangers, we are looking at the players that they have brought in. They have brought in no player. I don't know why. Forest Rangers have not brought any player. But they have lost, or rather they've let 2 players to go. Webster Mzaza has gone to UD Songo, Mozambique. And they've also released Leopold Kangula, who has gone to Indeni. Green Eagles, they've brought in 2 players. Of course, they benefited from the page at Zanaco. They brought in Ernest Mbewe from Zanaco, and they have grabbed an enterprising young star, Emmanuel Mundy. This one is a very good player. I used to see him when we were doing commentaries in the Eden University. So Emmanuel Mundy has gone to Green Eagles from Concola Blades. Then Green Eagles, the same team, has released the following players. Their long-time striker, Anos Tembo, is gone. Maybin Kalengo has gone to Concola Blades. Gozon Mtale has also left. Alex Mwamba has also been released. Boston Mchindu, like I said, is going to BuildCon. And then Shadrack Mulungwa. So
and Christopher Chola.
So they've released about 7 players and have brought in only 2. I don't know what trick there is there. Warriors were not so busy on the market. They have only brought 2 players. We talked about Ocean Mushure last week from Lusaka Dynamos. And they've also brought in Mustafa Adebayo, who was a free agent. And they've lost 2 as well. Twiza Chaibera, who is already a terror in the right wing for Red Arrows. I don't know why. They should have kept this young man. And then Shafiq Batambuzi. They've lost him to a team in Tanzania which calls itself DT Bank Football Club. Kansanshi, we talked about them. They featured so many of their new players. They've brought in Jesse Jackson Were from Zesco, Baba Basire from Lusaka Dynamos, Marvin Jere from Lusaka Dynamos, Jos Ntambwe from St. LD. This one is from DRC. So these are the players that they've brought in. but they have also released Adam Zikiru, who has gone to UD Songo, like I had mentioned. So these are the 5-6 players at Kansanshi who were
part of the 5 new. Welcome.
5 new bashing. Konkola Blades was the busiest in the market.
Yeah.
They mean business, they want to survive. But we are not convinced because they are the tail enders on the
log table.
They need to do a lot to survive.
Will this buying translate into good results? We are yet to see. So they have brought in Tapson Kaseva, who has already scored for them at least ago. They have brought in Tapson Kaseva from Butcon. Maybe Chishimba from Quattro Kalumbira. I think we know this player. Been all over.
The tourists.
Maybe Karengo from Green Eagles. Francis Mwanga from Indeni. Evans Abu from Jumulo. This is one of the Ghanaians we were talking about. And of course, their top scorer, Alexander Boyaji from Jumulo. They, of course, picked the veteran Stanley Shindi from Red Arrows. So it's a complete new look, Konkola Blades. Hope they can gel quickly and save the team.
Gone for a lot of experience.
Yeah, I joined with Arthur in giving them our sympathy so that they retain. So they have also, like I pointed out, they have released Emmanuel Mundy was going to Green Eagles. Lusaka Dynamos. It's interesting. They have only brought one player this time around.
After losing 6.
Yeah. They have Fanuel Maplanga from Mpika United. This boy must be very good, right?
No, he must be.
It's a long time we had of a Super League side
Picking someone.
From, yeah, it should be good. I have to watch Fanuel. They have lost a number of players. Marvin Jerry, like we said, has gone to Kansanshi. David Obash is with Nkana. Shite Mweshi, I don't know which club he has joined now. Ocean Mshire, we did mention, is with the Warriors. And then Sidin Kalume, the veteran, played 90 minutes for NAPSA against Kito United. He's now with NAPSA. Yeah, so this is what has happened. Nkana, Pachirata, people always want to hear what is there. Not much has happened there, apart from the bringing in of David Obash from Lusaka Dynamos. And like I said, Roderick Kembo, this one is a defender. I think the deals will be concluded, I think, this week. He's from Butcon. And I saw Magenge this afternoon, hovering around the Ghana camp.
From Lusaka
Dynamos. Yeah, but this of course will be released officially, I think. Yeah, and Ghana have not released any player. They have not released any player. Power Dynamos Zavayero, they are steady. They only brought in Brian Mwira from Butcon, but they are almost signing a Konkola Blades midfielder. I don't know how far it has gone. Yeah, they are really eyeing that boy.
They need him.
Yeah, they. Outgoing, they have not released any player. Zesco United, they released, of course, Jeswele, we have talked about it. They released Tafazwa Rusike as a free agent. And then they brought in Pedro Miguel from Trident, this Angolan. But Numba has said before the end of the closing, before this window closes, he needs to bring in 2 strikers. Maybe they are talking, we don't know. Then Indeni, they have brought in Leopold Kangui from Forest Rangers and Van Ichava from Forest Rangers. So they have benefited from Forest. Then they have released Francis Mwanga to Konkola Blades and Alpha Lukonde Mtombo, whose contract expired. This one is a Congolese. Zanaco, we have been talking about the 11 players who have been singing that song. I won't talk about it again. But we're just trying to look at the latest one, which is Emmanuel Mundy, that they have brought. Very interesting. This young man is the one who played for Ghana. Point to remember. He's with them only up to the end of this season, which is almost 6 months or so. I don't know why he signed such a type of contract. Then, of course, they are losing Moses Piri to Simba in Tanzania. So, I think firings now. Rikantu. Tenant Chirumba and Tenant Chembo have lost their jobs. Both tenants being evicted. Where have you ever seen that?
This is.
Both tenants.
Now let's talk about Chirumba. He requested for players for the second window, and that's how they gave him a budget, and he brought in the number of players that we have talked about. Now, second, they lose 2 games on the trot. Most the second one, they lose to 5-0. Then they use emotions and kick him out. And then they bring in a physical trainer, Daniel Oyobe, to be in charge of a team at this crucial stage. Who makes such decisions?
It's sad. We all know what Daniel Oyobe can do. Administrators.
In any comparison, can Daniel Oyobe be compared to Chirumba?
No, you can't.
I mean, why do you allow people who have never run football to be in charge? These are emotions.
That's what
Straightforward. I watched them against, is it Red Arrows? Zanaco. You see, they played very well.
And they were about to equalize.
Yes, they were almost equalizing. They needed to look at how they lost that 5-0. Anyway, it happens in football.
But Alderman, it happens in football. But this is where, can I borrow the words of Kufa? This is where Kufa says they are jokers. They are serious
Complete jokers.
There is no way. And I remember last week I was following your program very well. I was following this program until the end. And I can understand why Kufa lost his score and all that. You cannot be playing with players like that and with coaches like that. You cannot. And then when they start saying they're using emotions and all that, there is no way you can bring in a physical trainer to come and say, maybe they're trying to do what the national team did when they brought in right now. But that's a different case altogether.
It's completely
very different case. First you bring in 5 players, and then you leave them with a physical trainer. Where on earth have you ever seen such a thing happen? And then when people say, no, you get emotional. We get emotional because somebody talked about football. football.
Ibaba.
You know, one thing that is really sad is that, you see, you're expecting teams to perform, and you're expecting the administration to perform, and the administration is failing to perform and do its duties the way they're supposed to execute them. Simple things are failing. You go and bring in a physical trainer, and you've brought in 5 players.
Pass. Look at the power scenario. We used to make a lot of noise. The people who fire the coaches must be the ones to learn from Power Dynamos. They just got rid of the exco and things have changed. So the point is, when the ship is failing to sail, don't just look at the captain.
They can't learn sure from Rumana. Rumana made mistakes and they are in Division 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't be emotional. You know, when you're making
Actually,
so exco, exco.
Yes, almost going.
When they fired the Chris Kaunda, and he was at number 2 on the log, on the log standing.
How do you fire Chris when he's number 2?
Number 2.
Who makes those decisions?
And then you fire him.
Emotions.
Gentlemen, I mean, that brings me to a question I've been wanting to ask. Are we short of coaches in this country? The conveyor belt is not bringing out enough coaches. Do we have enough graduating from CAF B to CAF A? because the scenario is we are recycling. I mean, odds are we are going to get a coach who was fired a few months ago who's coming to
Very soon
Forest
we shall have a coach who
and
have
also
coached
go
all the Super League teams.
yes and coming to Kansanshi.
Yeah.
Because I mean that looks like the scenario. You just look at who's available. You don't even look at the credentials. It's just about who's available.
You see?
Paz, how many coaches have gone through Warriors this season?
There's Bakala, and
Chavinga.
yes, Chavinga. Now we are on after Bakala was fired. We are on the third coach. Fourth, not the fourth. Third, not the third.
They should be fifth. Four.
Even fifth.
Four.
So, where is the problem? It's not the coaching stuff. It's the people who are employing those coaches.
So
Okay, Forest Rangers, we can't blame them much because
yes, on
tenant,
yes,
this other tenant.
on that one, no, 100%.
No, that one is got nothing to do with the performance as per se. It's got everything
There was
to do with
there was an
deal.
agreement
There was a
They
deal.
gave him
that
an
he should qualify the team to
Absa.
APSA, and also they had asked him to bring in the players he wanted.
They gave him what he wanted and he still failed to deliver.
He still failed to deliver. 11 draws was not good enough. It's like losing 22 points.
This is where we come in. This is where we talk about it all the time, because you see, even the coaches, they don't have the integrity.
Yeah.
You need to sit back and reflect. And say,
Plus,
okay,
they know they'll get a job tomorrow.
I don't have to move in immediately. Yes, they have to eat tomorrow, whatever. But I don't have to move in. But what's at stake? Integrity. And my CV, how am I going to build my CV? It's about building your CV.
Yeah.
But if you move from club to club, and when TC was Kumaite, and we told him, don't go, try and bring this team with what's the Premier Division, we'll do all we can. And no, I'm going to Kansanshi. Is it Kansanshi Dynamos? He stayed at Kansanshi Dynamos, I think, for 6 months. He was fired. Forest Rangers.
Yeah.
This is in 1 year. Forest Rangers. There at Forest Rangers, he's been fired. But believe you me, in this window period, he's going to get a job. That's how it is.
I've never been
okay.
And they don't
If
care.
I have to say it, for example, like TC, he's one of the better coaches.
No doubt.
He's one out there.
Which
He
TC?
won't have a problem. Tenant Chilumba.
Very experienced coach.
He's one of the better coaches. He would not have a difficulty. But the thing is, when one of the another team exco wakes up and says we're firing, immediately they'll start making phone calls. Oh, there's Tenant Chilumba. You know that
That's a problem.
that kind of
So
thing.
you are right. We have not. The machine has not churned
enough
coaches.
we
on the
don't have
market.
enough coaches
There's
coming off
no
the
doubt
conveyor
about
belt.
it.
Which is true.
There's
And
no
it's quite
doubt.
sad.
But at the same time, we need to do an introspection. And that introspection comes in like what has happened at Everton with Benitez and all that. I'm comparing it with Tenant Chilumba. Even Tenant has got his weakness. No matter him being, he may be a good coach and all that. But this is where teams have to take a back seat and then they actually do an introspection on the coach. You cannot have a coach doing the run, especially in the Zambian circles. In England, it's a different scenario altogether, and that kind of stuff, because we are talking about the qualifications. The qualifications are they are so high. But in Zambia, it's a different ball game altogether. Look at TC. How many teams he's gone round? He's going to finish the whole Premier Division. He won't finish them, believe you me. So, for me, my advice for Tenant Chilumba is to sit back and reflect and say, is this the time for me to go into another job right now?
Go to school for a change.
Let him do an introspection about himself.
But he has bills to pay. Unfortunately,
I was about to say, let us be realistic.
They need to start improving their pedigree.
Let us be realistic.
As much as there are bills to pay. Believe you me,
this is January. Kids want to go to school.
Yes, and let's be realistic. Chris, when Mourinho was fired at Manchester United, he was paid off something like £12 million.
Yes.
It's easy. He can sit for the next
years.
12 years.
That's why I said,
1 million per year.
That's why I said it's a different ball game altogether.
That's why here in Zambia, if you get fired, the compensation may not be much.
Not even there.
Even if it's
The type of contracts.
Even if it's mutual agreement, because of the like Otherman is saying, the type of contract signed, you won't get much of anything. Your salary plus leave days and it's done. So that's why if tomorrow, if a team A fires their
coach, the carrot, you go for it.
I'm going.
Definitely, you go for it.
So
because
we haven't reached that stage. When money improves for coaches,
you have to put food on the table.
Even Faz has failed to pay a local coach nicely.
That's where the
even
problem
Faz
is.
has failed to pay local coaches nicely.
So it will always be like that, unfortunately. So on a sad note, Konkola Blades goalkeeper Boyd Namayowe has died after a short illness. Yeah, this is sad. He played for Forest Rangers, also played for Kaiser. Yeah, so that's what has happened. I don't know if Konkola Blades will be allowed to fulfill their fixture this week. I don't know. We are yet. Who are they supposed to play according to?
Konkola Blades are the ones. Arthur, where are you supposed to go? To Nkwazi. Yeah, well, we don't know if that fixture will be because they've lost their. Good news to Nkana fans. Their mercurial midfield Harrison Chisala has started training after a long layoff. You know, they had to take him to experts in Lusaka to look at his leg, which has been giving him a problem. I think it's a left knee or something. Yeah, but he's now started training. Hopefully he can feature for Nkana. I've been missing a attacking midfielder. They have been missing his services. They really need him as quickly as possible. And of course, the big news in the house is that FAZ have unveiled
confirmed
national team coach.
We
had already whispered FLava is ahead of FAZ. But we only got it wrong on the number of years. I think initially they wanted to give him 2 years, but I think somebody had to talk to them. This is
if the vision is to build, this has been done properly. If the vision is to allow him to build a team, not he goes and he loses Kosafa, people start meeting in boardrooms because the fans are saying to listen to Kosafa losing to Swaziland. The fans start putting pressure because we know people in football house we start phoning and say, let the coach go. I think
people are saying what are his credentials? You can't ask for more. Come on, we don't have money. This coach was exposed. He was assistant coach to the Croatian national team, which even qualified for Euros. He was also a professional footballer. You see, he played for big clubs. You know, so what are we asking for? Which credentials did Rena bring here?
And how much money do we have to pay bring someone better than him?
That's a good question. In fact, this is on a government-to-government
understanding
basis because the Zambian government signed a memorandum of understanding with the Croatian government. Yeah, so let's take advantage of this. Let's support him. You know. So in terms of credentials, the CV, whatever he has, what we need. Period.
Yeah, 110% there. So we look forward to seeing as the fixtures are coming up, the fixture announcement for the World Cup Africa Cup qualifiers 2023. His first order of business, he's been given a task to qualifiers.
In fact, they said they were asked the president.
I was happy with what he said when they interviewed him. They were saying, look, me, I'm not looking at the 4 years per se. I'm looking at the next assignment, which is to know my opponents. Yeah. Which teams Zambia will play in the AFCON qualifiers. So it's determined. He has a lot of respect for the quality of our players. This, he has been here for 6-7 months.
Yeah.
He's been with the team. He now knows who to bring. So I think we are good to go. Just have to support.
And not only that, I think the comforting thing is that you saw immediately the FA president said he's lined up 2 friendlies just after the Africa Cup, the March period. That international break. There are going to be 2 international friendlies where Zambia will play, and this is where they really mean business. And he wants to show to the people that, you see, I think I'm the right candidate for this job. And believe you me, I think for me personally, I saw something in him, especially the last game where sometimes you can be dramatic and you can have all these theatrics on the touchline like Albert Mpande, but it's about, you want results.
The passion.
You want to see results. So people mustn't label him right now and start asking what is. They've got the right to ask. But I think he's an established coach, and he's the one we can actually do it right now.
Finally, by the way, we didn't mention who is taking over at Forest.
Another physical
in
trainer.
charge. Anyway, Dominic Chango is at least it's not a physical trainer. He'll take over and he'll be assisted by Owen Kaposa on interim basis at Forest. Forest have not been doing well.
11 draws.
It's a team which nearly
won the league.
Yeah,
they lost it last day.
Yes.
When Zanaco drew, when they drew with Zanaco Nkana.
Yes, exactly.
This is a team which should be
Then 2 years later, you can't even compete.
Remember, we're live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube as well. Your favorite show, the FLava FM football show. I can see Mukupa Chifunda watching from Lusaka, Kabanana, enjoying the show. Keep it up. Also, Potiphar Mulemwa Sheikh watching from Kwacha East. Today, the show will be very interesting. So many issues to talk about, and I'm enjoying it already. Please continue doing your good works. Many people, your good works. Many people, they don't even watch football due to various reasons, but they don't forget to switch their radios on this special day. Potiphar, Zanaco, and Liverpool FC. Then Jonah, he says, enjoying the show. Keep it up. These are Facebook messages. Today, at least, I've seen you on the football show live, which keeps me addicted to the show every Wednesday. I normally get updated on football matters through this program. I live now in Kitwe. I am from Solwezi. Oh, good one. That's Clive Kapaipi.
Thank you, Kapaipi.
This one says, Gift Richard writes, watching you live from Kitwe. For the very first time, just wish my team Zega Mambo all the best against Utuma small team Utwa Palachambeshi. And congratulations to our national team for having a permanent coach. We don't want Ifyama contract termination. I think this is a project. Ilandapo va Chris 4 years Irifia Wino. Then Martin Kamau says, is it true that the goalkeeper for Blades has died?
Yes,
Then Gift Richard says, Mike, Mike, Chris, they couldn't hear you. It was at some point, but I checked, it's fine. Okay, Matati Maango is watching. Austin Chandos Simwanza is watching. Marty Lowe is watching. Kennedy Chlesha is watching. Joe Linton watching from Chamboli. And then Charles Ngoma, I have seen you now. This is Pastor Ngoma from Lusaka.
Oh,
thank you,
Ngoma.
Pastor. Watching from Livingston. This is Kalampa Forever. Walia Mulenga. This Dennis Kalirido. I'm Dennis watching from Kwacha. The Daka Axon watching from Chipata. Then thank you all the way from Chipata. Good evening, panel. I'm enjoying the program. This is Rogers from Mbala, a power supporter. Nyambe Kamitondo, I'm also watching for the very first time on FB. Let's give the new coach support. Matati Muhango, greetings panel, watching from Kitwe Ndeke. Shadrach Tsunka, I'm watching. We the Reds at Chilata and Anfield. Bob K. Chavala, Williams Masompe, Williams Musonda, watching from Kawama. I've listened to this sports program for the past 3 weeks, but I don't know the time exactly. What time do you start? This is Thompson Chilambo. We start at 18:45 hours. Listening to this from Mindolo. Keep up the good work. That's Kalasa JC Mwansa. Nyambe Kamitondo from Solwezi. Charles Ngoma watching. Tresford Kaniki is also watching. Socrates Kangwa, good evening, wise men. Mr. Tembo, please assist us with a youth group called Kitwe Youth Initiative for Development based in Kitwe, Usakili Township. We are eager to sensitize all teams in from the lower and up to the Super League on the dangers of drug abuse.
Good.
All right.
No problem.
It says Kalido Kakonje is one of those Faz who has seconded to be a goalkeeper trainer. Kangwa gift from Ndola.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. Okay, let's open up the phone lines before we go into the Africa Cup and talk about Comoros, Equatorial Guinea, Malawi, Zimbabwe. Okay. Phone line 0212-222-877, 0212-222-877. Those are the numbers to call and get in touch. Or 0965-000-877. Okay. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Papa.
Who am I speaking to?
Moses Rumbara from Piratan Township.
Well, Moses, please go ahead.
Sapose kwa mano nomkulota trefo kusenda azesi kutwariverera tenfova sapoto kumashe kuri vakiyo pakana rero so tromfom tivo vinga twambo kuverera kunhu so chindimo asha chivandi kentitungirire vakochi vesu avanye tivaposera nangu kwambo kuvakondema siyati chitafuka na Zambia sentivakosereshi Batembo na tiaromba ko ke entire onse mo baduko na tiaromba ko yesira bazisi kari ino stamo shashibandi kufuma 2017 kufikana lero bari bombira amenzo nshimono so na tiarati nganga barete yabe no bora na na femba kufena ngumwishati mugamu ine twandera makiyo kuja so kufika lero ndumvo uvinga baru sabatasha ndandamikonka sana pawoni bilonke na totra sabare sarero na ingi so na papa tamfaire nko fezi sirava disco so ngapoka timaishira ne munini nga mwamfaira ko ishati na totra bapasire sampare
Totra ba moze 0212222877. Good evening, caller.
Hey, hello, Papa.
Shani, mulifia wino.
Mkwa inse wino.
Wa famous.
Ba Christopher Karoto mbabikiri hapa tabale mfuika sana Papa. Mwapala miti.
Oh, sorry.
Papa imwatanda chi kochi uyubale Zambia national team. Ati nga tiberusa makosa afatira mukondema. Coach Mali is out. My coach Mali is out. Now, even if you're not friendly, you don't feel sure moving on. So, Nanguniko Safa, if you're to win. Someone about the about 35 games, the one game of the so, who win a to coach Bamre? Hello, Pius Vakansanshi. Ngamrekusha bali winine Arrows 5-0 or 3-0 ku Lusaka. Aishire Arrows ku Kansas. He had wounded. So he had in revenge. Ngafira ba ujeda tu abasepere 3-1 olo ba atsepa ku mwa 5-0 fo ibe amaboda kula baba mitingira. So timu nga mwali disepere kuba nani KF. Ero kwisa kuri ba Red Arrows. But ba pasoro na umfu aposa kwe bati ababa kesa bakalaalipira amasiste kwakyolwa ifo febe ne bakibansa tukengira fulita kwaba nangu nifankana nga babika home ground fuli ni bonsese nga mlekusalo tubike maite versus nkana versus maite twabikire fuli nangu nipawa ngabika fuli kupawa ni bonsese tuingira fulita kuba pwati aba balesala wolo nafyumpa kimono kuya ku wedding ero mwalanda ati abakukyawume bakulaalipira bakulyesi yakulyolwa bakukyana kashi bakulaaliyesi yakulyesi bakitabali Arrows nakwisa na totesa
ati batafya bakukyawume
na example ya mu.
Okay. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Pass.
Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
This is Saduseki from Ndeke.
Well, Saduseki, please go ahead.
Me, I just want to talk about Nkana. Me, I'm an Nkana fan, so I always talk about it. I've got nothing else to say about these other teams. I think Mr. Chambe should do something. But Chambe Shapa, we are in contention for the league, and he knows that we have no one to cover for the number 4 that took the Pankana. So please, before I go player unga tiako pa number 4. Uliom guys ulolete ati I've forgotten his name. Uti pa number 4. So far player mbira league apangshe po penalty ali for namkonka sana. And he's costing the team points. Please, before I could defend unga tiako pa number 4 to apapata. At 3-4 we are in contention for the league. So let him do his best to Chambe to apapata. Thank you.
Good evening, caller.
Good evening. This is Mishek from Riverside.
Mishek, please go ahead.
Yes. Next on the Grand Apostle, River Vesco. Hello, Vanum, but about what the best reason since Valley, Elpovaisira. So, there on back of Yaya, Bamari Chan, please Vanum, Bangavarengu, Papanga of the best reason. Yakwati, Airquamisa. So mkamona iya kunimeko twali na quite right there. So mwalamu na itwalatia na bachambi timu dalateka nirindi balatinga eprogram bakwati. So batinge koko wakwate ko the best reason don't is varesta at
Totela. Good evening, caller. Good evening, caller. Hello. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Pass. Boyd.
Boyd, please go ahead.
Mr. Pass, never couldn't study Green Buffaloes. I think Green Buffaloes the inconsistency. How see actually the charge the day team they are qualify their continent because the way they are playing a Paswapa. There's no so what they are so far doing 7 games. Enough. Number is that the team we in that study present more continental international games. So in a training at the more of my poor para if you was giving our phone and number 12. But you should come at team and get the present teacher because the Namona I am a team I had the continental Passover. Tabate if in true. But as to Arus and I must rotate their I fought Kashara with Ravine toilet theatre. So which will be it won't be fair kuma team Zambia. Because Naivo could participate but at least Nishiyama players wherever exposed, wherever Monaco Fiaro Fimbi, but it's going to attract attention for them to fly out Ukmamunumcha. So I am a chances I go back to quite a chance I could non continental. But I won't win, but I tell you today there are chances. kuzinga makwata ere ama chances eya kurenga ma players vata showcase ama talents yavo yakuvati vachita ku attract kukuya kufika rufimbi nomba era yene o va taking for granted vari yalusa in such a way, in a easy way. Often struggle congratulate team the even though me I'm a part Dynamo support Vankana what Pia Wunga was come continent but a posa come such a way that each and every time we never have come group stage Chimona was this Kunomba this Kuna yeah Dipono Badi Dubai Nagatushinga so out there Jamatins Avafka Mushan Munanikani va exco va wonga va room for como programs at quarter at least very week on one kanisana very estamos funding san MP when the moment is this kono stanga asti sting the griffin emotion I just participate muri continent ino tapari ko venga ya ko fuma fast so at least nga very on for very week on sana na kan thank you very much for to contribute
Totala boss Baba Green Buffaloes, it's better number 12. Baba is serious.
For the sake of the country.
For the sake of the nation. Good evening, caller.
Hi, good evening, Papa.
Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Nyambe from Zolwezi.
Nyambe from Zolwezi. Please go ahead.
Yes, please. First thing, I just talk about the Kansanshi Dynamos. I think Kansanshi Dynamos is not because of the coach, from the way they played this weekend. It is not the side of the coach and how it has been. For those who know very well Kansanshi who are here in Solwezi mostly, who agree with me to say, I think the EXCO management itself, it needs to be dissolved itself also. I wish the sponsors would come in so that they dissolve the entire management of Kansanshi Dynamos. And then he choose the others because they are not doing their job. They are not doing the right thing. What is happening is, I don't know how I can talk about it. Kansanshi was a very good team. They were playing very well. But the EXCO we have, it's not doing a favor. So would we even say, even the way they have chased away Tenant Chiruba? Yes, because every time when something happens, they'll go for the coach. Say the coach is not doing very much. They forget what they are doing in the boardroom themselves. So the sponsors themselves should come on the table and then discuss with the people responsible who have been given the mandate to run the affairs of Kansanshi Dynamos. Otherwise, they will be chasing every time they'll be chasing a coach. It's not that game was I can't even describe it. It was really, really bad. It was really very, very bad. You can't even believe that this is Kansanshi I was watching or I'm watching. It was a very bad day, I think. I don't know. Let's forget about it. I think it was really, really bad. Then coming to the new coach we have as the national team, I think let's give him a chance. And we see from the way I've seen the record, I've seen where he has played. He has even played in Derby country and these other countries. He was an assistant coach to beat it. You remember when England failed to qualify to Euro, he was the assistant where they beat England home and away in the qualifiers. So let's give him a chance. And the way he said you see on the pitch, and that's the term I like from him. He just said, no, I don't like talking too much. Then we'll talk on the pitch. Then let's see. I'm confident 2023 we can even qualify. It's not really, Africa Cup is not even good when you are just watching like the way I'm watching Egypt and Sudan here. I wish it was Zambia there playing the game. So I think let's give him a chance and then see support and see what he can do. Maybe he will do something better. That's my contribution for this evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vanyambe. Good evening, caller.
Hello, Mavombe Mkwai.
Yeah, Mkwai.
Iva Kennedy Maseka wa Kusolwezi.
Va Kennedy, please go ahead.
Program tulaikonka bwino sana. Benyi natumfa bwino pa kumfati natukwata nyo kochi. Mbe ichabula ndakuiva ikutimu lesoya wa Kansanshi wa very disappointed. Then congratulations kuri ba Red Arrows awe bari bomba epashiripa kutasha mukwa bari bomba bwino sana. Then tulande ko new coach na batuletera ba new coach. Please twapapata tubapere ko ishita. not say 3 months 4 months atawe navale anishitwala bwela because the national team yesu nayo bwela pano lekeni ba coach tubapere kwenshita ifafine turi for 4 years at least not 4 months 6 months atawe navale anishita pale for turechita atuchinja sana makochi ku national team luku nani kaninga twalolesha Malawi inachita improve nangu naba bwela kwa at least improvement opo naba kwata nangu wa Zimbabwe naba bwela ku at least Malawi nakwata ko bola nomba fa Zambia if twakwata ko a new coach lekeni twapere kwenshita.
Thank you, boss.
No, okay, twatotera na bombe wino mkwai.
Okay. All right. Good evening, caller. Hello.
Hello, Papa.
Yeah. Hello.
Nga Ben Pastor Wing. Ba the morning tonight. Pa